Hello there, we are live. We are up and running. Smooth entrance, and I think the whole clip played as well. Bonus Bosh. We're getting better at this, mate.
This is
So,
speechless.
I know. 30 seconds gone, no problems. It's easy, this game, isn't it? I suppose this is still preliminary Guna gathering, I guess? Perhaps? Because I can't get the channel to work yet.
Maybe this is the Guna Gathering channel. Who
It,
knows?
it could be. It could be. Maybe for an easy life. That's not a bad shout.
Mm.
But yes, we are here. We're going to discuss the week that's gone. Um, so yes, and you know me as I am Guna Lee Meads. Hi, I'm Lee. Hi, nice to see you. And I am joined. Yes, I'm going to do it again. By the poshest man in sports entertainment today. Here he is. It's Posh Bertie. How you doing, mate?
Oh, stupendous ring announcing there.
Thank you. I've been learning from
I'm,
Tom.
I'm glad I've seen a good ring announcer from Essex for a change. I'm doing great. Everything is fine, and I hope you're doing well as well.
Absolutely, mate. I must say you are looking very sharp. Loving the new
Thank
trim.
you. I had a haircut on Sunday.
Did you keep a
Yes,
receipt?
shout out to the King's Barbers in Maidstone. There you go.
Sponsored by the King's Barbers in Maidstone.
Yes, not a sponsor. If you want to look as handsome as I do, then go there. Yes.
I think I need a lawnmower on mine, mate.
Oh well, there you go. Well, I did have a haircut on Sunday, and there we go. My moustache is shaved as well, though, which they shave a moustache off as well, which I'm not happy about. But you got to do what you got to do.
Well, you're looking.
That's me. That's my update.
Excellent. I can give you a little life update with me. My day's been very long. I've been up and about since about 4 o'clock this morning. My little girl decided she didn't want to sleep. I guess she was so excited to go back to school that she didn't think sleep was necessary. And yeah, she sort of jumped in our room here, and she was jumping up and down. She was like working a wrestling match off the trampoline. So I had to get a reference in there sooner or later, mate. Doing Macho Man Randy Savage elbows on me.
Oh yeah! Oh no! I don't want her elbow dropping her own father. That's not very. Yeah, well,
that's not fair to me.
No.
But yeah,
you might have to shoot, brother. But
absolutely. It's yes, indeed. But yeah, she's in fine form. Back at school, had a glowing report from school. So goodness knows how she's managed that. She's tucking into dinner with mummy in the other room there, so daddy can come on YouTube and make himself look stupid. So that's what we're all here for, and to do silly wrestling impressions and all sorts of nonsense, basically. So I guess we probably should get into it, shouldn't we, mate?
Of course.
Nottingham Forest, home fixture yesterday. It's a little bit difficult to see the whole match because it wasn't on the old telly, but managed to go through the clips, and I've had a little look through, and we can quite happily go and have a little chat about what's gone on yesterday. First of all, I do want to bring up the little bit of a surprise seeing Tomiyasu at left back again over Kieran Tierney. Remember, I know he did ever so well against Mo Salah. Didn't work so well against Southampton, I thought. But your thoughts about him keeping out?
Yeah, it was surprising to see, but the lineup worked because we managed to beat them 5-0, which was an excellent result. Beating Nottingham Forest isn't for everyone, as we see from other teams. But
even
yeah,
Liverpool
exactly, and we beat Liverpool as well. But yeah, it's good to see us back to winning ways again. Because Thursday was not good at all. I'm glad
to see us on Thursday.
We'll get to that. I'm glad we've turned it around, and yeah, it was a fantastic win.
Yep, absolutely. So Kieran Tierney being left out for Tomiyasu is what I was asking you. Thinking of that?
Well, I don't really have much to say there. I think it was surprising, but is it potentially he's going to be playing in the Europa League game on Thursday? That could be a potential. But yeah, from the looks of things, I thought he did all right.
He did, and he was involved in the opening goal from the play on the left hand side, and then the ball was switched over to Saka, who actually for the 20 odd minutes that he was on the field had a pretty decent game. Did a little shimmy, a nice cross in for Martinelli to attack very early in the game with a header, breaking the little goal drought that apparently he had.
I know the goal drought's over now, and he did score in the 5 minutes in, so an excellent start. Early. And since then, we just dominated the game, and well, after that, the next few minutes was very dominant from us. Nottingham Forest did manage to get back in it for some of the time, but we managed to hold them off, and like we said, we scored 4 more goals. It was a great result.
We did. I would suggest that they did hold on quite nicely. They managed to have a good block off the line from Gabriel Jesus, I believe. But it's like that's happened previously, that they couldn't put away all the chances initially. Yes, I know we scored a few in the second half and all that, but it did seem to get a little frustrating. Certainly played on my mind when I was seeing the highlights and stuff go through, that, okay, we scored 1, but if you don't make the most of them opportunities, you could struggle later on, and you could bite you in the behind later in the game. I mentioned Saka had a decent sort of 20 odd minutes or so when he was on the field, but sadly, and he's going to just stall just slightly to hope that the picture will come up. There it is. It worked. Yay!
Professional streamer right here.
Absolutely, mate. I'm trying my best, mate. I'm trying my best. He did manage to pick up a little injury. I'm going to try and get this absolutely right. So, I believe the Forest player, Renan Lodi, I think, he's caught his ankle. I don't think there's an awful lot of maliciousness in the tackle, but he seemed to go over on there, and he's fallen onto his right knee. Bit of a concern. Being that we are about 3 weeks away from the World Cup.
So
go ahead.
So I was going to say, I didn't see the game, but I saw on my phone that Saka was substituted in the first half. What was it? What minute was it? Not 27th minute? Was it around
something along them lines? Yeah.
I can't remember at the top of my head, and so I thought, oh, this is not good, considering that we relied on Saka to play in that position a lot, because when we got rid of Pepe, we don't have a backup, potential backup for him anyway. Although we do have Reece Nelson now, who we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But it's a shame to have Saka injured like that, especially before the World Cup. I have seen today that both Arsenal and England are cautiously confident that Saka will be back in time for the World Cup. We hope so. It will be a big miss to England if he is ruled out. There was someone else out of the World Cup with an injury. Not an Arsenal player, but
Reece James was one of them.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah. So we can't get more players injured in time for the World Cup, because this is very concerning. But we managed to play well without him. Reece Nelson came on. I'm sure we'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, I do hope that both Arsenal and England are right, and that Saka is fit in time for the World Cup to start, because as I said, he'd be a good fit for the team.
I mean, without doubt, he picked up the England Player of the Year last season, didn't he? And I would suggest, when he's played in the right position, Gareth, Stop playing in left wing back, sir.
Oh God. Well, that's
But I'm not the England manager. I know nothing. I know nothing. But he will definitely be one of them key players in the tournament. You would have thought so. They did bring, as you quite rightly mentioned just a moment ago, Reece Nelson came on as his substitute, and would you believe this? The young lad comes on and he makes a bit of an impact. I am stalling a little bit because I have a picture. Oh, it's not working.
oh dear.
Oh no. Oh, there you go. I'm good. I'm good. There we go. Just a slight problem. It's nothing serious. There he is. There he is. Hey. There he is.
I
Hopefully.
can't see him. It's like, oh, there he is. Look at that.
There you go. He's doing his John Cena impression. Do, 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 do. So, Reece Nelson hadn't featured in an Arsenal Premier League game, mate, since that disastrous start to the last campaign when he came on. I think he had about a 20-minute cameo at Brentford. I've got a little banner for him as well. Look, unlikely hero, I think it's fair to say. I would suggest possibly very much a forgotten man of the Arsenal squad. Obviously, he had a little. I mean, we mentioned this briefly off air, didn't we? That he spent a season out on loan. I would suggest there was probably a little bit of probably going to leave in the summer, but I guess with Pepe going out on loan, we needed cover. Maybe this, and I'm so pleased for the lad because he's never been one to whinge or complain. He's just wants to get on the field and wants to play. He's gone on. He's taken advantage of the game time that he's got. Would you like to go through his first goal?
Well, first of all, I always thought that at the start Nelson had so much potential, and it was a shame that the past few seasons we never got to see that. He did seem like he was going to be just one. He was going to be all hype and that's it. Especially when he went out on loan, I thought, okay, this might be. I can't really see him in an Arsenal shirt that much. But when he came on the pitch and he scored those 2 goals, I was so happy to finally see him play that well. It's so great, and I really hope that this means he could be, for now anyway, a potential backup to Saka, because we need that kind of player.
Yeah, I would suggest that there's absolutely no reason why he won't start. For example, in the Europa League game on Thursday.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. You said you've always rated him. I was kind of. This is where this is going to be quite interesting.
He had a lot of hidden potential on FIFA. There you go. That was why.
Well, it's quite interesting you said that, because I've got a direct quote from him written down here in my trusty notepad, ladies and gentlemen, which I brought over from our previous life. And Nelson says about his time on the field yesterday that it was amazing. It was like I was playing FIFA a bit. And it was kind of fantasy football time, and it's nice when that actually happens and it goes well. I thought you mentioned he seemed to have quite a lot of potential, but because he hadn't seen a lot of first team action for us, I thought he might maybe succeed somewhere else. But fair play to the guy. He's got on the field. Yeah. He's not complained. That I thought his reaction for the first goal when he had that initial shot. This was really early in the second half. It was a pretty decent save from Dean Henderson, but his reaction to get onto that shot, onto that ball, and just absolutely smash it past him was absolutely fantastic. So fair play to the guy. He's been with us for quite a while, Another interesting stat about this one is that that was his first Arsenal goals since the brace
Mm.
against Liverpool just after they won the title a couple of years ago. So there you are. There you have it.
Mm.
Where should we go from there, mate? We shall
Ooh.
go on to. It was a quick brace, wasn't it? Because
It was good 2 goals, and he made an instant impact, as we've seen from the
Mm.
bench, and it's just so good. I'm pleased for him. I really am. He,
Okay.
yeah, he needed that kind of game to get a lot of recognition, and he has.
Absolutely, he has. He has. Right. Okay. So if I press that, and then I'll just bring it back up like that. He did have a play. There we go. He did have a part to play also for. I would suggest probably the likely winner of the goal of the month contest. The Thomas Partey piece.
The party piece indeed, and what a great goal that was.
It's wonderful, wasn't it? It was an
Mm,
absolute replica from the Tottenham game. As Nelson managed to get the ball on the right hand side again, and
yeah,
he just laid it off to Thomas, who just thought, well, I ain't going to mess
yeah.
about in this one. I'm just going to
Let's just
absolutely
whack it
smash
in the
it.
net, and it did.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that would be the fourth goal, wouldn't it? Yes, it was. So
Yeah.
Thomas, I thought, had one of his most shining performances in an Arsenal shirt on
Mm.
Sunday. I thought he dominated pretty much everything in there.
Yeah, he has been quite an integral part of our team this season. When he wasn't on the pitch, we have struggled a bit. We couldn't find that what was the word I'm looking for? That uh, that block in
The defensive
midfield.
shield
I think,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
the shield, doo doo. But yeah, and and we need a third man. For that. We, but yeah, when Party has been an integral part to our squad. He's done very well for us. He's a good, as I said, a good shield in as a midfielder, and yeah, he's proven that against Nottingham Forest. They're going to get against Tottenham and the
Mm.
like. It's he. We have needed him a lot, and he's played a big focus in our team this season.
Yeah, yeah. And for Thomas playing that deeper role in the midfield, it has allowed our good friend Granit Xhaka to go much further forward than we've ever seen him in his Arsenal career. And you look how well I know regular followers of us on Cannon Chatter previously and all this will think what's he going on about here? But
Currently suspended, Granit Xhaka, by the way. But
well,
go on, carry on.
go mate, you're stealing my thunder, dude. So yeah, he's been able to get further forward. He's been more influential. That's probably the right
Yeah.
word. He's had his moments. Even in we mentioned the Europa League game a couple of weeks ago against PSV. That's the game we won. When he comes up with that goal, he's already scored more goals I think this season than he's ever done in any other season at the club. So
Yeah, I've been very
incredible.
impressed with the partnership of Party and Shaka
Mm.
in this season. It's been a great midfield partnership, and we've done well with them.
We've done very well with them indeed. Um, yeah, just to conclude on the Forest game, and the final goal was scored by the captain. Yeah, Odegaard was played through. I believe it was Jesus with an assist, and had a couple of clever touches, flashed it past. Um, I mentioned his name a minute ago, Dean Henderson. Sorry, I just I'm so tired.
I know how you feel.
And yeah, it completed the scoring. It was a well earned victory.
Hmm.
And do you think Odegaard has been getting a little bit of criticism recently? I don't know if you've seen this on the old Twitter machine. Um,
Right.
so it doesn't offer anything. Do you know sometimes when it doesn't go as free flowing as we
Yeah.
would like, perhaps. Um, People, I don't know why they do it. They just jump on a bit of a bandwagon.
Mm.
But I feel that Odegaard's done a great job as a skipper.
Yeah.
He's had his moments as we had. Do you remember if we go back a few months, the game against Fulham, where we managed to
Yeah.
sort of drag ourselves back into the game through him?
Yeah. And he scored the equaliser, didn't he?
He did.
He had a good run of games there.
Mm.
I've been, again, another player I've been really impressed by in midfield is Odegaard. He's been an integral part of our squad as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
As the skipper.
With proper leadership shown.
Yeah, and you know how cynical I can be as an Arsenal fan. I am quite cynical of the players. I don't call anyone Captain Fantastic usually, and there you go. Odegaard has my approval there.
As approved by Posh Bertie, eh?
There we go.
There you go. Fair enough.
So I've been impressed by his leadership and how he plays. So
yeah,
he's got my approval, as his party and even Xhaka at this rate.
Goodness gracious! Shocking.
Well, the party and Xhaka partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. The P&P. But yeah, okay. So we've got that. Pretty much wraps up everything concerning the Forest game, as much as we can say, really. Oh, do you know what? It's just occurred to me that it'd probably bring up in terms of squad depth as well. Cedric, that was his first minutes for a while. He's had a few injury knocks and stuff. It can't be emphasised how much, with a bit of strength and depth, having someone like Cedric, who's plenty Premier League experience and stuff. He played the last little bit of the game, and it's nice to see him back on the field. That's pretty much as far as I want to deal with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I will bring up Thursday, and we'll just bring it down a little bit, just to keep up to speed of where we are and everything. It was rather disappointing on Thursday in Holland, I will say, against PSV, where they rather did a number on us, to be honest. They did, didn't they? Let's be honest. They did have a couple of goals chalked off with the old VAR and offside, but they did rather wipe the floor with us. So they did beat us 2-0.
Yeah.
Credit to Van Nistelrooy's side. It does mean that everything, in terms of us potentially winning the group, or everything will be sorted out on Thursday. We mentioned we have Zurich on Thursday. That's the home leg. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff for those of you who'll be watching it. I don't know if we'll be covering it live. Probably not, but we might talk about it another day.
Yeah.
We're going into that without Granit Xhaka. I would imagine they'll probably play Lokonga in there for him. I would imagine Nelson will probably make a start for Saka, who, no matter how serious this injury is or not, I won't imagine they'll want to risk him so quick, particularly being that over the weekend we have the rather important clash against Chelsea.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling about our chances of progressing in the Europa League and through squad depth as well? Your feelings of how they were going to use the squad for Thursday?
I am confident we will get a win. It's at home. We have the home advantage here. It's we can't get complacent, especially considering we've our loss to PSV. We are through anyway. It depends who finishes top. Depends who finishes top of the group out of us or PSV, and we can't really afford to lose again. We can't really have our past 3 Europa League games not being a win. That would make us look a bit not amateurish. That's not the word I'm looking for. Look a bit not exactly good when it comes to European football. So we need to try and play well and win against Zurich, as we should do every game, really. But yeah, I am confident though. I am confident of that 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, can seem to boost a bit of morale in the squad, and we could try and use that to our advantage. Although, again, let's not get too complacent.
Precisely.
But yeah, I hope we can pull off a good result on Thursday.
don't think it could be underestimated as well how important
Yeah.
it is to get that win because of how the competition has changed a little bit in terms of like the group winners will get a buy into the next stage, and with the strength of the teams that are dropping out from the Champions League,
I
it's
was going to say.
yeah. Well, carry on.
When you've got, I mean, the Europa League knockout stages is going to feel like the Champions League of the 2000s. You've got the likes of Barcelona, Juventus, Arsenal, Man United, potentially Liverpool, maybe not, maybe even Tottenham. Who knows? But Tottenham weren't in the Champions League in the 2000s. That was a silly mistake. But when you've got the likes of Barcelona, Juventus, Arsenal, Man United, it does feel like it's the Champions League of the 2000s. So
it's very high profile. It's all of a sudden Thursday night football is the one, isn't it?
It looks like it, yeah. And so we can't let our guard down when it comes to Europa League football. It's not an amateur. It's not an amateur competition anymore. It's very well considering going into the knockout stages.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, we've got that to cover. And then back in Premier League action, I think it's the very early kickoff on Sunday against Chelsea at the Bridge. Game that I think we actually won last season when my mate Eddie done a decent job, if I recall correctly.
Yes, but my former mate, actual mate Eddie, Eddie Nketiah. I always like to bring that up. That I used to know someone at college who went to primary school with Eddie Nketiah.
Someone that you used to know.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's. Oh, that I remember that game. That was when we were in a terrible run of form, as we were quite a lot last season. Let's be honest. And I had
had that double loss, didn't we?
I had no confidence in that game whatsoever, and out of nowhere we ended up winning, I was absolutely gobsmacked at that. I hope we can achieve a similar result this Sunday.
Well, you kind of brought it up, and on our pre-show, if you like, they just got Chelsea got beat by Brighton. Of course, it's Graham Potter's former club. They rather got turned over, didn't they? 4-1, was it not?
It was an unwelcome return for old Graham Potter, and 4-1.
More like Brighton. Harry Potter with that result.
Oh well, there you go.
Halloween references, spooky stuff.
I was going to say the Force wasn't strong with them, but that's Star Wars. There you go. That's wrong, what I'm like with popular culture. But there you go. Brighton again, a team that have done very well this season, and again with Chelsea, they managed to end Graham Potter's unbeaten run as Chelsea manager. It was an impressive run, I was going to say. He seemed to do very well with them. Until
they had a decent start, but then
until that Brighton result. So I don't know where Chelsea will go from here. Whether it's going to be interesting on Sunday to see how they're going to turn up. They want to, because they're playing a team that's, I like saying this, a team that's top of the league.
Hey.
It's great to see it. It'll be in. They'll go in. They will want to play extremely well, so it's going to be an incredibly difficult game.
As most games in Premier League, actually. But yes, we shall see how that all comes about. Right, there's a couple of other things I will bring up. I just wanted to sort of bring our attention a little bit up to speed. As you know, I watched an awful lot of the ladies' games over sort of since about January time. And first up, the Arsenal ladies at the Emirates. I'm wanting to say it was the same night. It was Thursday. They managed to put up another win in the Ladies Champions League. It was not so huge attendance, unfortunately, at this one at the Emirates, but unfortunately, I forgot to. I ran out of time to write down the opponents, but they did have a win.
I'll
if
I'll
you
have a
can.
look now. I'm doing a bit of live admin for you.
Thank you, sir.
Um,
So I will bring up Jordan Nobbs as
They were
come back in.
also playing Zurich as well, just like the
Oh,
men.
there you
Zurich women,
go.
and they won. They won 3-1.
3-1, indeed they did.
Jordan Nobbs and Lena Hurtig scoring 2 goals there.
That was Herting's first 2 goals for the club. New signing.
That's good to hear.
There
Excellent.
you go.
So a good new sign looks of things.
Absolutely, and Jordan Nobbs, who's been at Arsenal since absolutely forever, seeing her back on the field after many an injury problem. Obviously, she was out of the European Championships with an injury that she picked up. I can't remember who it was against, but I do remember covering that game live, and it didn't look very promising. But she picked it up when she left off on Sunday as well against West Ham. She came on as substitute. It was about 40 odd minutes gone against the Hammers. Kim Little, skipper, went off injured, and literally a second touch led to Arsenal's equalising goal, and we're another 100% victories in the WSL. We managed to get the 3-1 victory then. Other than that, I think there is one other bit of rather important news that I kind of probably should have brought up right at the start of the stream, to be honest. And it's the rather important real life issue of what happened with Paolo Mari over in Italy.
Yes, I was wondering if you were going to mention this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that wasn't so good, wasn't it?
No. So there was an incident up in Milan, I believe it was. So he and Paolo and his family were out shopping, I believe, with the little one as well. And there was I think 6 people were attacked. I believe there was someone who was fatally injured as well. I think it happened right in front of Paolo as well. And anyway, he got stabbed, I believe, in the back. Apparently, he's not doing too bad, all things considered.
That's excellent to hear. Because when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh God, this is terrible." This is horrific news to hear, and I was hoping he'd come out of this, and I'm glad that he seems to be recovering from it.
Yeah. So the latest I've heard is that he had surgery. I think it went well. The guy's up talking, and he seems to be doing okay. I mean, psychologically, goodness knows what the poor guy's going through. But I think the important thing is he's gonna recover at least physically anyway. So we'll see how he all. I just want to say we'll wish him well and his family and anyone that was affected by that horrible incident in Italy over there. I think that story broke on Thursday night as well. So that was pretty horrific stuff. And I just hope he recovers well. Posh, do we have any other business we want to deal with this evening, or shall we call it for this evening as a brief half-hour stopover, a little guide to everything going on?
I don't have anything much to say. I know you have you wanted me to bring up Ebbsfleet United, but I wasn't at the game against Hemel Hempstead away. But I thought we won. Actually, we drew 1-1, so there's nothing to report, Jeff, I'm afraid. But on Saturday, it's the FA Cup first round, and we're playing Halifax Town, who are a league above us, but are around the bottom half of that league. So we might actually pull off a good victory. So we never know. I will update you more on that if we do a chat along for the Chelsea game.
That's going to be difficult because I don't have BT Sport, mate. But
okay.
Well, there you go. So, next time we talk, we shall bring it up. My local side, I believe, are playing Barnet. So, and there's a little bit of an Arsenal connection there as well. We used to play all our reserve games up that way. So it should be interesting. First round proper, Chelmsford City in it. You love to see it. So anyway, mate, I think that's probably a decent show for us for this evening. I think I'm going to go and eat my dinner. Too. And I think I'm going to crash because I am so tired, sir. So I would
Have a
like
good
to
night.
thank you for joining me on this Is it a podcast? It's a YouTube broadcast. That's not on a pod.
Yes,
I
it's a
don't know.
thing.
It's a thing that we do, and it's all
Mm.
good fun. Bosh, social, if you would please. Where
Yeah,
can
you
they
can
find
follow
you?
me. You can follow me on Twitter at PoshBertie, Instagram at Bertie Wanless, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my banner's gone. Where is it gone? You can find me. Here we go. Here we go. We'll pop that up. We might as well. We've got it there. Don't forget to follow. Leave us a comment. Consider following us on Twitter. I'm Gooner Lee Meads. That is at Posh Bertie. We are going to be called eventually at Gooner Gathering. We thank you all for being here and enjoying this wonderful broadcast. And we shall see you next time. Good night from
Good
Montreal.
night.